Congratulations to our University of Birmingham graduands. Here we are in the Great Hall at the heart of the Edgbaston campus. Attendees, mostly graduands and their friends and family, are seated. Here are the student musicians. Now we're getting started. Here's the first of our 2 mace bearers beginning the ceremony. The centenary mace bearer is usually a staff member who has volunteered to take part in the ceremony. The mace bearer enters through the back of the Great Hall and leads a procession of staff to the stage. Michelle, who is the second of the two mace bearers, follows. Maces are placed on stage for the duration of the ceremony.
I have the greatest of pleasure to declare this ceremony open.
Hello. Good afternoon. We're possibly straying into good evening now, so, but hello. I'm Neil Hanley. I'm Pro-Vice Chancellor, University of Birmingham, head of the College of Medical and Dental Sciences. As I said earlier this afternoon, you might be new to this. So am I, because I moved here only 3 months ago. This is now my second ceremony, so I'm getting into the swing of things. I arrived here from Manchester, as I said. I should obviously say I stepped up in moving here from Manchester. I'm delighted to be here today to welcome you, our graduands, beautiful campus, and to extend that welcome to the people who are here with you, to share this special occasion, something that you will all remember for the rest of your lives. It's great to see you all here. Thank you very much for coming. In particular, welcome to the Great Hall. It's a tremendous, tremendous setting. Today, you're walking in the footsteps of many, many thousands of students who've graduated here since 1900. I'm sure you'll feel that same sense of excitement, fulfillment, anticipation that they all felt. You're wearing, those of you at the back, you're wearing the same caps and gowns as they all wore over the years. I did say earlier that I think they do occasional dry cleaning, so they'll be in good order. It's a moment to savour. Universities are about the pursuit of new knowledge, research, innovation, discovery. Our students, undergraduate and postgraduate, are very much at the heart of that. So across our ceremonies today, we've been celebrating a really broad range of achievements, and now including the award of one of our honorary degrees. Amongst you today, in earlier ceremonies, were undergraduate students. Those here now, more commonly you've taken postgraduate courses, your higher degrees, your masters, your PhDs. Many of you will have dedicated the last few years to new research, innovation, discovery, culminating here in the award of that PhD. For those of you who've studied for a master's qualification, your time here may have been shorter, but trust me, it's no less important. Some of you will be back. I would like to dwell for a moment on that topic. As the college, we're inextricably linked to our wider NHS setting. So many graduates from our college, scientists, nurses, dentists, pharmacists, doctors, undergraduate, postgraduate, transition from student life into some of the most important roles that could possibly exist. That might be caring for people, for those who are directly clinically facing. But we should also be acutely aware that many of our scientists are graduating, whose work now and in the future will have direct impact on people's healthcare, direct impact on people's lives when they need it most. And so we should be, and we are, very proud of that, both you as our students, but also those here today who've supported you with all their heart and all their love over the years. I'd like to just dwell on that as well for a moment. As a university, like all UK universities, we tend to obsess, we get stuck a little bit on what actually are quite small details, simply because they can be measured. Student satisfaction, undergraduate or postgraduate, gets turned into national surveys, into rankings, how we assess your work, how we examine your work, how we give feedback. When actually, sometimes I think we lose sight of the bigger things. For undergraduate studies, like the ceremony earlier this afternoon, that was really a case of people arriving here as children, leaving from school or from sixth form college in the UK system. Now they're adults about to go out into the workplace to fulfill tremendously important roles. Earlier, particularly, it was focused on nursing. But that's true in this ceremony as well, in that if you think back to when you started your courses, for those of you, the graduates in the back, and think where you are now, you will be different people. You have learned so much. You will have changed during the time. You are that bit more prepared to go out into the wider world and make a big difference. And it's a tremendous achievement. And as I said, under the umbrella of a tremendous university, here, the University of Birmingham, we're all very proud. For those of you who are going to stay close to healthcare, I have one further ask. I'm a hospital consultant, as well as being a university professor, an endocrinologist by trade, a hormone doctor. And it's a tough time out there at the moment. It's fragile with strikes, stress coming out of the pandemic. Never forget the value of saying please, thank you, and a smile if you're anything to do with healthcare-related research, because it can be transformative. And I don't just mean to the patients. I mean to the staff around you in making the place just that bit friendlier to work in. It's hugely important. Some of you came to Birmingham from outside of the UK, and this will have meant leaving your family and friends behind, and then adjusting to a new life, new culture, potentially living alone. Many of you have been juggling studies alongside other commitments, work, family, caring. I think we all understand what a huge task that can be, and congratulate you in what you've achieved. Those choices, options, perhaps sacrifices, won't have been yours alone. Lots of friends, family, celebrating with you here today will have helped support you during that period of study. And I'm sure they would tell you that it's all been worth it. So let's start by giving them a really loud round of applause, please. And at your discretion, cheer. The nurses were far rowdier. So as I think you can tell, I hope that you can look back on your time here with a huge sense of pride. Today is an important step in your lives that you've been shaping over the years, and a moment to celebrate all of your tremendous achievements. We hope and trust that your time here at the University of Birmingham, a globally recognized institution, has equipped you with the tools needed for the next phase in your lives. As Birmingham graduates, you have genuine power to make a positive difference in the world, and we really do encourage you to go for it. But always remember that you are a graduate of one of the country's top universities. Like I said, we're enormously proud that you're now part of our legacy. And as part of that, I would like us to thank those around you, both academic staff and our professional services, for playing their part in your success. I think it's a genuine comment that people choose to work in the university sector, in large part because of the element of love and affection for what they're doing in and around people's education and being part of that research, innovation and discovery, sharing that with you. So let's give them all a round of applause and cheer again if you wish. And so, having welcomed you, I'm going to draw to a close. Looking out across our great hall at the people in front of me, smiling faces, proud. I suspect there'll be the odd tear in an eye down here, maybe a lump in the throat. That's normal. Please feel very proud as you walk up onto the stage to graduate. It's special. It really is very special. And now it's that time. As you come up to the stage, our Chancellor, Lord Billamoria, will admit you to your degree. Be careful on the steps. Give a big smile for the cameras, and don't forget to savour the moment. As your name is read out, that will be your graduation, so congratulations. And friends and family, that's you lot down here, that's your cue to make a lot of noise. Thank you very much.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands will walk from the left of the stage to the centre and collect their scroll from the conferring officer.
Good evening.
After they're congratulated, they'll walk off stage.
I'm the Director of the Institute of Applied Health Research, and it's my pleasure to be the presenting officer at today's ceremony. Chancellor, to you and the university, I present the names of these graduands as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degree.
By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in absentia, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
College of Medical and Dental Sciences, Institute of Applied Health Research, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into the role of the pharmacist in improving adherence to inhaled medication among COPD patients, Abdullah Mansur Ali Jahan. For research into the use and implementation of electronic patients' reported outcomes for patients with end-stage kidney disease requiring treatment with haemodialysis, Nicola Elizabeth Anderson. For research into adverse health outcomes among survivors of childhood, teenage and young adult cancer, Jeren Soongach. Master of Public Health, Fatima Aminu Abdul Malik. Ibrahim Adamu. Karishma Ajmira. Aisha Fareen Ashraf. Naga Sairaj Avinash Babu. Halia Olepeju Bakare. Safia Lemon Bello. Zeret Bayen. Ebrahim Chab. Ellen May Foster. Sumandeep Cayley. Yuxin Liu. Caitlin Molly Ann McGofferty. Princess Jemima Nambo. Chidima Ndubusi. Horla Oton Onikosi. Noreen Parveen. Lucy Annabel Phillips. Yinki Rong. Shraddha Shah. Abhishek Srivastava. Uduak Abasi Mary Odufa. Sharonjeet Kaur Upal. Filza Sindra Unita. Xuan Zhou. Master of Science, Clinical Trials, Donna Ognianova. Natasha Marissa Rodriguez. Santosh Singh. Faye Anusha Nayana. Yuxan Wu. Shunting Zhang. Health Economics and Health Policy, Mohammed Ali Ani. Garvita Arora. Oluranfemi Peter Aworinda. Ihunanya Ege Gabara. Stephanie Fisher. Jasin Philip Kanarat Cheryl. Afra Mariam Naluwugi. Cecilia Onyeka Okolo. God's Power Elijah Olwadeji. Olufemi Okikiolu Ola Pegba. Bisola Taiwo Osifawara. Casey Louise Plant. George Benjamin Freer. Health Research Methods, Anne Karin Garcia. Sobia Kausor. Respiratory Medicine, Suleiman Khalid Al-Sab. Mohammed Ibrahim Al-Rani. Noor Hussein Naz. Sindiso Moyo. Anadil Fatima Naveed. Yashasvi Madhapura Ramesh. Institute of Cancer and Genomic Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into factors regulating the initiation and progression of pre-leukemic conditions, Yara Othman Ali Yawi. For research into systems biology of chronic inflammatory diseases, Laura Bravo Merodio. For research into constrained machine learning models for biomedical and health applications, Dominic James Danks. For research into functional characterization of mutations in SLF2 and SMC5 associated with a novel chromosome instability disorder, Atelis syndrome, Laura Grange. For research into the genomic regulation of cellular responses to drug treatment in cancer, Mary Elizabeth McRae. For research into imaging and visualization of fundamental processes of early vertebrate embryo development, Hasib Khalid Qureshi. For research into how genetic interactions can be detected in medical research, Dominic Christopher Dungy-Russ. Master of Research, Abby Farrow. Millie Elizabeth Fry. Aditi Hariharan. Jed Hawes. Mohammed Eliwa Haikal. Kirandeep Kaur Jawanda. Kinga Koshel Niak. Ishana Praveen Rajgopal. Tanya Rudella. Paige Shaw. Bushra Tahan. Hannah Jane Williams. Master of Science, Bioinformatics, Juliet Abraha. Afrid Sulfikar. Mriti Deepak Agarwal. Shrishti Agu. Clivet Beckett Aisi Ansa. Nathaniel Burge. Leighton Trevor Cave.
Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, honoured guests, graduates and graduands. Today, we gather in this great hall to celebrate an extraordinary individual and acknowledge a journey of relentless curiosity, profound impact and groundbreaking discovery. I am delighted to present Professor Sadaf Farooqi to the University for her honorary degree today, a tribute befitting her remarkable contributions to our understanding of human health. So, let us embark on a journey back to the early 1900s, to these same corridors where a young medical student, Isma Sadaf Farooqi, embarked on a path that would redefine our approach to one of the most pressing health challenges of our time, obesity. Even then, as a student undertaking the social research project as part of her studies, her keen eye for detail and deep empathy led her to explore the complexities of sudden infant death syndrome, a topic that was both challenging and under-researched. Her work on ethnic differences in sleeping positions, leading to a significant publication in The Lancet, was a herald of the brilliance to follow. It is a little-known fact that this groundbreaking research was attributed to Mr. Sadaf Farooqi, a testament to the academic conventions of the time and a subtle reminder of Professor Farooqi's journey. After completing her studies here at Birmingham, Professor Farooqi's quest for knowledge took her to the University of Cambridge, where she completed her PhD. Her doctoral research on the genetics of severe childhood obesity was not just a scholarly pursuit, but a beacon of hope for countless individuals battling obesity. In Cambridge, she became a Wellcome Trust Senior Research Fellow in Clinical Science, a Professor of Metabolism and Medicine, and a consultant at Addenbrooke's Hospital. Each role has been a platform for her to shine and contribute immensely to metabolic science. Professor Farooqi's research is a fascinating tapestry woven with the threads of genetics, metabolism, and medicine. She uncovered the genetic keys to obesity. Her work illuminated the pathophysiology of obesity, shifting the narrative from lifestyle choices to biological determinism. The findings have led to clinical trials offering new treatments for people with genetic obesity conditions. This blend of scientific rigour and clinical application is the hallmark of a true pioneer. Her accolades are numerous and illustrious. Elected a Fellow of the Royal Society in 2021 and a Fellow of the Academy of Medical Sciences in 2013, she was also honoured with the American Diabetes Association's Outstanding Scientific Achievement Award in 2019 and the Endocrine Society's Outstanding Clinical Investigator Award in 2024. Each award not only recognises scientific excellence, but her role as a beacon of inspiration in the medical community. What truly sets Professor Faruqi apart, however, is her unwavering commitment to her research's ethical and social implications. She has been a vocal advocate against weight stigma and has worked tirelessly to reframe obesity as a disease, a narrative that is vital in today's health discourse. This blend of scientific understanding with social responsibility makes her a role model for scientists and physicians alike. As we celebrate her today, let us also take a moment to appreciate the poetic symmetry in her journey. From the halls of this great university, where she began as a curious student, to the global stage, where she stands as a leading light in medical research, Professor Faruqi's journey is not just a story of personal success, but a narrative of how passion, perseverance, and empathy can create ripples that transform lives. So, as we recognise Professor Faruqi with this honorary degree today, we do not just honour an individual, we celebrate the spirit of scientific inquiry, the courage to challenge norms, and the power of education to ignite a lifelong quest for knowledge. Professor Faruqi, your journey, discoveries, and unwavering commitment to human health are a source of immense pride for the university. And so, Chancellor, with great respect, admiration, and a touch of awe, for showing us that the quest for knowledge is limitless, that science is a tool for compassion, and a single individual can indeed make a profound difference in the world. To you and to the university, I present Professor Sadaf Faruqi, deemed worthy of admission to the degree of Doctor of Medicine, honoris causa.
Wait for a second. Okay. By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I'm absolutely delighted to admit you to the degree of Doctor of Medicine honoris causa. Many congratulations.
You can see me up here now, okay. Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, professors, graduates, graduands and guests. It is truly an honour and very humbling for me to stand before you today receiving this honorary doctorate from my alma mater, the University of Birmingham. So coming back to the city today, it brought back some wonderful memories of student days, reminded me of the warmth and authenticity of Brummies, reminded me of some inspirational teachers that I had here, and all replaying on a soundtrack of Duran Duran and UB40 from the 1980s, which is when I was a student. And it's amazing that, since my time in Birmingham, I've travelled far and wide, but I still remember the key things that I was taught whilst I was a student here. And some of those things have really stuck with me. And in fact, they've been instrumental in some of the research that we've done and the discoveries that we've made. And as a physician, one of the key things that I learned here, and I still remember the exact words and who told me them, was to listen to your patient. It sounds kind of pretty obvious, that's what we're supposed to do as physicians. But actually, as technological advances and guidelines come into play, it's sometimes a bit easy to forget. So for those who may be close to starting their professional careers, I would just remind everybody that listening to the patient is probably one of the most fundamental things that anybody in healthcare should do. And it's actually the reason why we've made some of our discoveries which others had overlooked and not identified, because we just listened to what people were doing. And the other thing that I learned was really, as a very early student, I was encouraged to ask questions. Why does this happen? Why does this person get this condition? Why do things work this way? And how can we do this better? And of course, at those days, these questions seemed quite naive and simplistic. But actually, I've continued to ask those questions, and now we have the tools to answer some of those questions. So I would love it if today's graduates will continue to ask those questions and discover new things that we don't even know about today. So that's been a little bit of my background, but today is really all about you. And so I'd like to add my personal congratulations to all of those who are graduating today, and congratulate you particularly given your dedication and hard work over a number of very challenging years. It's also an opportunity for us to celebrate your success with your family and friends who are all here, who've also probably lived that journey with you, and I'd really like to take my opportunity to thank all of you for the support and encouragement you've given to the graduates of the University of Birmingham. So what I wanted to think about was, can I offer any tips to you on the road to success? What does it take and what could you do? And now I'm coming back to the university 30 years after I graduated. What have I learned along the way? So there's a few things that I've learned. So clearly you are graduating and starting your professional careers at what is a very challenging time, locally, nationally, globally. It's very challenging, but there are also a huge number of opportunities. There are things that you can do that I could not even imagine being able to do. You can now, at a cost of £100, you can sequence and check every single gene in the human genome and have the result in a few days. That would have taken us decades of work when I qualified. There are many things that you can see under a microscope and visualize in cells that was not possible when I qualified. There are a whole host of things and technologies will enable us to discover the causes of diseases and decide new treatments in a rapid time, and you're going to be leading some of those changes. Now, of course, that's exciting, and I'm going to encourage you to be bold, to open your eyes to those opportunities, to take a chance, take risks, and not be afraid of failure. Aim high in whatever it is you choose to do. Of course, the road to success is tough. I'm not going to deny it hasn't been tough for me, and it will be tough for you. Okay? There'll be obstacles in your way that you'll need to overcome. Those obstacles will make the spaghetti junction look like a walk in the park. There'll be people who get in your way. There'll be people who tell you that things are difficult, things are impossible, you can't possibly do that. There may even be people who say that some people like you will not be able to do that. They said that to me. What's my response? Actually, I would say ignore them. Indeed, listen to the advice of others who encourage you, who support you, and want you to aim high. If I look around this room, what I see is a group of incredibly talented young people who have their futures before them. And what I would say to you is any one of you, indeed every one of you, has the chance to do something incredible, and you should take it. And finally, coming as a student of Birmingham back to the University of Birmingham, what I've realized is that actually I'm very proud of my roots in Birmingham. I've traveled in many countries since then, and actually ultimately, whilst you think about your roots and the education and the start of your careers, that actually it's not really about where you come from that matters. Ultimately, it's where you're going to. And so what I would say is be excited, enjoy your journey, and very best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Chancellor, to you and the University, I present the names of these graduates as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees. Master of Science, Bioinformatics, Chang Ho Choi. Martina Onyedi Chukwu. Anubrata Das. Jeevan Singh Dinsa. Catarina dos Santos Norberto. Niall Dunn. Frederick Robert Patrick Fuller. Gemaleki Olaton Boson Aiduwu. Yash Rikbachand Karnawat. NG Kwak. Mengteo Lee. Shuthri Rajendra. Mohammed Salih. Maya Sankara. Harini Suriyana Rayanan. Kuta Suso. Jiri Prasad Uday Aku Maran. Qing Bing Wu. Clinical Oncology, Partha Sarathi Chakrabarti. Ian Shong Thai Ho. Mohammed Hamza Raza. Zening Shao. Genomic Medicine, Anne McCrabe. Daniela Afori Apaya. Evie Conroy. Hannah Gowing. Alexandra Mary Alice Haynes. Hannah Hilton. Emma Mashikova. Zoe Grace Newton. Daniela Ryakova. Danshin Wang. Zoe Wright. Health Data Science, Hui Han Chong. Nicholas John Manning. Eleanor Massey. Daniela Okie. Toluwalasi Olufowobi. Amy Louise Shackelford. Joshua Smythe. Jacqueline Zhu. Bachelor of Medical Science, Clinical Sciences, Kayla Jade Mitchell. Institute of Cardiovascular Sciences, Doctor of Medicine, for research into patients with chronic limb-threatening ischemia due to the disease in the femoral-popliteal arteries of the leg, Lewis Meacham. Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the role of FGF23 and cardiac fibrosis on cardiac electrical activity and arrhythmias, Jonathan Philip Law. Master of Research, Veronica Tinkova. Master of Science, Jagminder Singh Gill. Institute of Immunology and Immunotherapy, Doctor of Medicine, for research into the evaluation and understanding of the role of ex vivo machine liver perfusion in transplantation, Joseph Anthony Attard. For research into kidney damage caused by plasma cell cancers, Rikita Rana. For research into unconventional T-cell targeting of tumours, Maria Sharif. Master of Science, Immunology and Immunotherapy, Mohammed Razam Kaid Ali. Jared Patrick Darcy. Molly Fenton. Devansh Ravindra Fulmali. Yulin Jin. Irene Maria Joe. Hui Hei Lau. Constance Sian Marginson Newell. Falguni Deepak Megarajani. Patrick Owen Moores. Maisie Phillips. Rebecca Emma Sinclair. Marinella Tashos. Luke Webster. Institute of Inflammation and Ageing, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the genetic causes of Alzheimer's disease, Brian Bempong. For research into developing non-animal methods of bone cell culture, Melissa Finlay. Master of Science, Trauma Science, Alexandra Arnott Bowl. Natalie Veronique Burt. Kazim Sakaria Haider. Mycroft James Halliwell-Ewan. Kate Ella Owen. Chloe Pigram. Isabel May Press. Arma Ali Sagir. Angus Selby. Emma Kerris-Waite. Emma Helen Warrington. Chloe Louise Williams. Institute of Metabolism and Systems Research, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into human body fat function in obesity, Yanis Lempesis. For research into tissue-specific androgen metabolism in female androgen excess, Amarai Anthony. For research into the manipulation of resistance training to optimise chronic muscle remodelling in young men, Samuel Richard Heselgrave. For research into redox-regulated steroid metabolism in the endoplasmic reticulum, Ali Yaha Akabli. For research into the role of steroid metabolism in the immune regulation of macrophages, Claire Syme Martin. For research into how the human female tract detects and responds to sperm, James Stephen Richards. Master of Science, A.J. Cayley. Institute of Microbiology and Infection, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into improving the treatment of tuberculosis, Gabriella Leah Morley. For research into how antibiotic-resistant E. coli colonise in the human gut, Anne Elizabeth Snaith. Master of Science, Immunology and Immunotherapy, Priscilla Kai. The student speaker, Olatoan Onikosi, will now make a speech on behalf of the graduating cohort.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud families, and my fellow graduates. Today, as we stand on the precipice of a new chapter, I am reminded of a saying from my homeland in Lagos, Nigeria. Mura shishe oremi, isheniapin deni giga. In English, this translates to work hard, my friend, for it is through hard work that one becomes great. This Yoruba adage has been a guiding star in my journey at the University of Birmingham. A journey filled not just with academic learning, but with life lessons that have shaped me into who I am today. For all of us celebrating our graduation today, our journey here has been a blend of challenges and triumphs. For me, one of the most significant challenges I faced was at the very beginning of this journey. I had a keen interest in health economics and aspired to pursue it here. However, my initial application was denied. Instead of viewing this as a setback, I saw it as an opportunity to pivot and explore new horizons. I applied for the Master's in Public Health and was accepted. This experience taught me an invaluable lesson in adaptability and resilience. It's demonstrated that sometimes the path to success is not linear, but it's filled with unexpected turns that lead to new opportunities and growth. Each of us graduating today has navigated our own unique blend of challenges and triumphs. We have traversed the complexities of academia, formed lasting friendships, and most importantly, we have grown. This growth is not just in knowledge, but in character, resilience, and the ability to adapt and thrive in an ever-changing world. As we celebrate this momentous day, let us remember that our journey here was once just a dream fueled by ambition, nurtured by hard work, and realized through resilience. It echoes another powerful truth. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. We came together from diverse corners of the world, each of us bringing our own unique perspectives and enriching the tapestry of our university life. This diversity has been our strength, allowing us to learn from each other and grow together. As a Yoruba boy from Lagos, I found more than an education here. I found a second home among people who started as strangers but soon became family. Today marks not just the end of a significant journey, but the commencement of new ones. As we step out into the world, armed with the knowledge, experience, and a degree from this prestigious institution, let us not forget the essence of our journey here. It was not just about earning a degree. It was about becoming the best version of ourselves. Our education has equipped us to be leaders, innovators, and change makers. However, the true measure of our success will not be in the accolades we accumulate, but in the impact we make in our communities, in our countries, and indeed the world. As we step out into the world today, let us remember that the path to greatness is not linear. It is filled with ups and downs, successes and failures. Nevertheless, as that Yoruba saying goes, it is through hard work that one becomes great. Let us embrace each challenge with courage, face each obstacle with determination, and seize every opportunity with both hands. To the University of Birmingham, thank you for being our home away from home and the platform on which we can launch our dreams. To our lecturers, please can I get an applause for them? Thank you for your guidance and wisdom. To our families and friends, thank you for your unwavering support and belief in our potential. And to my fellow graduates, can I get an applause and a loud cheer? As we turn our tassels today, let us step forward with confidence, guided by the wisdom of our past and the brightness of our future. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done. Let us go out there and turn the impossible into our reality. Congratulations, class of 2023. Our journey starts now. Let us make it extraordinary. Thank you.
What a great speech. Olutan Onakosi, a huge round of applause. Well done. Olutan, you quoted Nelson Mandela. Today is his death anniversary. And it always seems impossible until it's done. Well said. Thank you very much. Professor Neil Hanley started this ceremony by referring to all of you as graduands. You are now graduates. Congratulations. It's now 9.5 years since I've been Chancellor of this great university. My family connections with this university go back, I'm not exaggerating, almost 1 century, with my maternal grandfather who was here in the 1920s, graduated in 1931. My mother was here in the 1950s, and my uncle, her brother, did his PhD in engineering in the 1960s, and here I am as Chancellor now of this wonderful university. It's founded in 1900 by Queen Victoria, opened by her son, Edward VII. It's a phenomenal history that we have, one that we should be proud of. And today is a special ceremony. It's not every ceremony that we award an honorary degree. And how much better it is when you have somebody receiving an honorary doctorate who is an alumna of the university. And Professor Sadaf Farooqi, many congratulations to you, and thank you for your wonderful speech. Her work on obesity is world-breaking, world-respected, and from here to Oxford, then to Cambridge, where she did her PhD, the research that she continues, and the lesson from people like Professor Farooqi is they never stop. She is going to continue doing research, and amazing research, for years to come. And her passion, her perseverance and empathy that was referred to in the citation, her joy at coming back to her alma mater, and the lessons she shared with us. Listen to your patient. Ask questions, always why, always ask questions. And that the road to success, which Olutan also spoke about, is full of challenges, yet full of opportunities. And not to be scared of failure, always to aim high. And the obstacles will be there, but everyone has a chance of achieving outstanding achievements in their life, and never give up. So thank you for those wonderful lessons that you've shared with us. Thank you so much. Olutan, you spoke to us about resilience, about the path to success, having challenges. And it was so wonderful to hear that you said that you have all grown in your time here, and you've had the ability to adapt as what you've learned as well. This university is fantastic. You walk out of the corridors, turn left or right, and you will see examples of research, museum objects, prototypes, manuscripts, the work of Sir Peter Medawar, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on organ transplants. We've won 10 Nobel Prizes at this university, You'll see the work of 2 dentists who invented the first airbags after treating servicemen with severe facial injuries from vehicle accidents sustained during the First World War. So it is absolutely amazing what we do. You should be proud. You have worked very hard. And Olutan said this, and Professor Faruqi said this, and Professor Neil said this. You would not have been able to achieve what you achieved on your own. You've done it with a lot of support. And as the father of 2 of my children who graduated, if you feel proud today, you have no idea how proud they all feel of you, or how proud they feel of you. So I would request the graduates to all stand and give a huge round of applause to your family and friends and to your teachers. Thank you. Please be seated. Now, you will be walking out of the halls, the doors of this hall, of this great hall, and you'll be going out into the outside world. But you will never leave, because this is Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. And I'm being serious, because you've now joined the 300,000 Birmingham alumni in almost every country in the world, almost 200 countries in the world. You are now Birmingham alumni, a part of the family forever. Now, if you were graduating from an American university, and I just became an alumnus of an American university a few years ago, the next day I received an email asking me for money. We're a little more sophisticated than that, but do donate in the future. See, the reality is every one of you is going to be, almost every one of you, is going to be very, very successful. So of course, when you want to and when you can, put back into your university in money, but far more important is put back in time, come back, teach, mentor, keep in touch with the university. That is worth a lot to us. And we had a campaign recently where we measured millions of giving hours, not money, back to the university. No other university in the world has ever done that before. So many of you have received doctorates. Did you see dozens of PhDs? One of the hallmarks of a top university is the quality of research and the quantity of research that you do. And there is no better example than our university here. And I think the doctorate graduates need a huge round of applause. So thank you to the doctors. I've been in the House of Lords now for 17 years. I was the 3rd youngest peer when I was appointed in 2006. I'm still one of the younger peers, but we've got a lot of wisdom in the House of Lords. And one of my roles in Parliament is I co-chair the All-Party Parliamentary Group on International Students, and I'm president of the UK Council for International Student Affairs. Olutan said in his speech, the diversity in the university, how strangers became family. Did you see the number of international students who graduated today? I'm a former international student myself. International students bring in £42 billion into this economy. Thank you for the money. But far more importantly, international students enrich the lives of every student in our university. International students make friendships that are lifelong and generation-long friendships. I was with my mother just now, 87-year-old mother, on my birthday last Sunday. And at 87, she still keeps in touch with her best friends who are her friends from Birmingham University. These are long, strong friendships. And on a serious note, do you know there are more world leaders who've been educated as we speak today at British and American universities than all the other countries in the world put together. That's how powerful the soft power of international students is, beyond belief. It's precious, it's priceless. We should be grateful for it. Thank you very much to our international students. I've just come back from attending COP28, and the University of Birmingham is the only Russell Group university to have a campus in Dubai, and we held the first major event of COP28 before the opening ceremony on adaptability and resilience in climate change, and I was so proud of our university. I mean, I could boast for hours, but I'll give you one quick example. Every 2 years, 20 institutions, higher education, further education institutions, 20 of them every 2 years are given the Queen's Anniversary Award. A few years ago, we received one for our railway department. We went on then to create the world's first retrofitted hydrogen-powered train. And when I was president of the Confederation of British Industry of the CBI, at COP26 in Glasgow, that train was up and running. And Prince Charles, now His Majesty the King, was on that train. The Prime Minister was on that train. I chaired a meeting of transport leaders from around the world on that train, developed here at this university, the world's first hydrogen-powered train. I mean, that's remarkable. And then, just a few weeks ago, I was at St. James's Palace, and we've another Queen's Award has been won by this university, this time for the work we're doing with Rolls-Royce on jet engines and the blades in jet engines that we are working on the metallurgy, and we won another Queen's Anniversary. 2 in less than 10 years. I mean, that is what we're talking about here, the excellence. I spoke at the QS, and every student here knows the QS Global Rankings of Universities, at their annual conference in India in February, and I said with pride, we're less than 1% of the world's population in the United Kingdom, and yet 17 out of the top 100 universities in the world are British universities, including the University of Birmingham. So always be proud of Birmingham, with pride, one of the top 100 universities in the world. So I conclude on a very serious note, and you've heard this from our speakers. There's been a theme of the challenges. Dr. Faruqi spoke about it, Olisan spoke about it, Professor Neil spoke about it. There are challenges out there. When you walk out there, it's not necessarily always a pleasant world. Whether you go back to the financial crisis, you go back to COVID, you go back to the Ukraine war that is still on, you go back to the horrible, awful, tragic situation in Israel and Gaza as we speak. We could go out and some people fail because of, other people succeed in spite of. And in spite of all the challenges, I believe you will succeed, because I've learned it's attitude that counts. My business, the brand of Beer Cobra, the household name I'm proud of, that I started from scratch, to be an entrepreneur takes guts. It's not easy to do it, to take that step. But more importantly, it takes guts to stick with it when others would give up. And I've nearly lost my business 3 times. So have the guts to never give up. And our motto is to aspire and achieve, against all odds, with integrity. And that last word is so important, because it is better to fail doing the right thing than to succeed doing the wrong thing. And finally, I wish you good luck. And I could say that flippantly, good luck. But the best definition of luck is when determination meets opportunity, because if you're not determined, you won't even see the opportunity. So be determined and get lucky. And finally, to quote Mahatma Gandhi, believe in yourselves, because your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits form your character, and your character determines your destiny. Congratulations and all the very best. I now declare this congregation and ceremony closed.
close the ceremony, the maces are collected from the stage. The mace bearers lead the procession of staff and new graduates out of the Great Hall. The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni is now closed. Congratulations to our new graduates. The attendees applaud our new graduating class.
It's Christmas!